All right, so this is the CBA review for algebraic reasoning. Your test will be on Thursday, November the 1st. We're going to review today and tomorrow, and we're going to play a game on Wednesday, and it's going to be Escape the Room. So you do not want to miss that game. All right, so again, I was telling you a little while ago that these do not have answer choices. The test will have answer choices, so that means it's going to be even easier than what we're doing today. There's a few things on here that I don't need, okay? So when it asks for it, we're not going to use that. Problem number 1 says, the table below shows the relationship between x and y. The first question says, what is the constant, first, or second finite difference? We are not doing that. Okay? That question was on the CBA last time, and that they're just asking for the slope. Okay? The second one, what type of function is represented in the table above? Linear or quadratic? So how are we going to be able to tell? We're going to put our points in where? Desmos. Everybody put this in Desmos. And let's look if it looks more linear or more quadratic. Okay, remember the top numbers are your x, the bottom numbers are your y. So we're putting this in Desmos. I know. And you're talking to me during my recording. That's Miss Constant trying to talk to me while I'm recording. I mean, Miss Collins. Okay, so we're going to type add a table and start typing our numbers. 9, enter 21, enter 30, enter 3, enter 45, enter 12, enter 27, and 6. On the other side, I have 5, 9, 12, 3, 17, 6, 11, and 4. So if you need to zoom out so you can see all your points, zoom out. Does this look linear or quadratic to you? Linear. It forms a line. Those points are going to form a straight line. So on our paper, we're going to put linear. So write it down. Okay, and then it says write the equation that represents the table of values above. So if I know that this is linear, I'm going to use this equation, y1 approximately m of x1 plus b, to get the equation. So everybody go and add that on Desmos and write it down. y1 approximately m of x1 plus b. Okay, and it goes through all my points. And it gave me 0.333333333. We should already know by now that that's 1/3. And if you don't know by now that it's 1/3, then you type it in the calculator. All you have to do is put 0.33333. Don't count them. Just go all the way to the end of the calculator and do math. Enter, enter. It gives you 1/3. Okay, so we have 1/3 x plus 2. Write that down. Y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Okay? I'm going to pause, and you can pause as well. Go ahead and do number 2 by yourself right now. Okay, so I gave you a little bit of time on problem number 2 just to graph it so that you can see that problem number 2 is not linear anymore. Okay? We're going to cross out the first question. I don't care about that one. But the third question, write the equation that represents the table of values above. You are not going to use this one anymore. You're not going to use the linear one anymore. Okay? Because when you put this in decimals, it's a quadratic. Okay? So I'm going to put it in a little bit, but you guys should have noticed on your graph that it is not linear, it is quadratic. And we're going to use the equation y1 approximately ax. Do we put the square one first? I think it's 1 squared plus bx plus bx1 plus c. Okay? So write that down. That's what we're going to do in decimals. y1 approximately ax1 square plus bx1 plus c. So I'm going to put this in decimals, the table first. That's the quadratic equation. So we're going to add a table. -1, 0, 1, 2. And on the other side, 1, 0, 1, 4. And you can zoom in. Okay, it has a curve, so it's quadratic. So here, when I add my equation, it's going to be y1 approximately ax1 square. Here's the square button. Plus bx1 plus c. Okay, so now we gave you an A, a B, and a C. The B is 0, that means there is no x. And the C is 0, that means there is no constant. So the only thing I'm worried about is that 1, and it's going to be 1x squared. So the equation for problem number 2 is y equals 1x squared. Okay? So again, this one was quadratic, and the equation is y equals x squared. Okay, so problem number 3 gives you the equation. You guys do not have to go find the equation for this table. They gave it to you. What they're asking for is the solutions, okay, to the equation 36 equals 9x squared. So that means I have y equals 9x squared, and they want to know when y is 36, so let's make a table. When y is 36, what is the x? Okay, and because it's a quadratic, it's probably going to have 2 answers, right? So we just go look for both of them, or if there's just one, then we just pick that one. What is another word? What are other words for solutions? Do you guys remember? Another word for solution? X-intercepts. Okay? Roots. Zeros. Those are all, they all mean the same thing, so we're looking for the x-intercepts, right? The roots, the zeros. Except, in this case, because it's not equal to 0, it's equal to 36. We're looking for when it gives you 36. So the answers are there. And we have -2 and 2. Any questions? Okay, turn the page. Problem number 4. For problem number 4, they gave you the equation as well. You don't have to go look for it. That's y equals negative 5x squared plus 20x plus 2. Okay? So we're going to type that in Desmos. We're going to type that in Desmos, and we're going to look when does it give us a height of 20 meters. So one of these answer choices gives us a height of 20 meters. So we're going to type that equation in Desmos, and then we're going to type the answers in the table. So I have y equals negative 5x squared plus 20x plus 2. Okay, this is a quadratic. You can zoom out. Hit the little settings button, the gear. I want the table for it. And I don't want any of these numbers. I want to add my own numbers. We're going to add the answer choices on there and see which one gives us 20. So the first answer choice says 3.2. So I'm going to type 3.2. And that gives me my number, which is 14.8. That's not it. Then I'm going to type the next. Letter B says 2.6. That gives me 20.2. Okay, so that's really close. And that might even be the answer if there's nothing that gives me a perfect 20. Letter C gives me 1.4. That's another 20.2. And then letter D gives me 0.5. So this one has two answers. Hold on. So we're gonna, I guess we'll pick both of these since this one didn't give me a perfect 20. We're gonna say that it hits 20 meters at 2.6, and then when it comes back down at 1.4 seconds, it goes up. See? 1.4 seconds, it goes up. Where is it? Over here. And then when it's coming back down at 2.6 seconds, it also hits 20. So we have two answers that hit when it hits 20 meters. We're going to circle those two. For the CBA, there's only going to be one answer, and it's going to be a perfect number. Okay? Problem number 5. So for this one, I'm going to circle both B and C. Problem number 5. What is the maximum height of the football during the kick? Where is my maximum height on this graph? 30. 30 what? 30 yards. So we're going to put 30 yards here. The next question, how long did it take for the ball to land?
3 seconds.
So at 3 seconds it landed? At 3 seconds, that's when it hit the maximum, right? So when did it land?
6 seconds.
At 6 seconds, that's when it landed. And then the next one, if the ball was at a height of 15 feet in 1 second, at what other time was the ball a height of 15 feet? So again, right here at 1 second, it's at a height of 15 feet or yards. When does it reach the same height? Not at 3. 3 is 30. At 5 seconds, it reaches 15 yards. Okay? Go ahead and start on the next one by yourself. Go look for the domain and the range, and then I'll make a video with you.